Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink. Today's topic is basic bossa nova guitar and we're gonna talk about easy solo 1. So I'll show you what we're gonna talk about today. And so on. So when we want to start doing solos in bossa nova or in jazz in general, the main task, in effect, is not playing many notes, is playing the right notes at the right spot. So the form is crucial. We call this the form. In this case, the form is quite simple. So before you even think about playing a solo, you need to know the chord structure over the thing you're playing. In this case, it's quite an easy one, a typical bossa nova thing. We have A minor 7, 2 bars. I made a backing track for you guys that you have some really great time to practice and it's not too hard. We have 2 bars of A minor 7, 1 bar of B minor 7 flat 5, and 1 bar E7. So this is a so-called classic 1-2-5 progression in minor. So this is something which you start to need to memorize. What is a 1-2-5 in minor, what is a 1-2-5 in major, and so on. Today we're going to talk about basic structures 1-2-5 in minor, which is very typical for bossa nova stuff, and as the whole figure itself. Later on, you're going to treat the whole thing as a full figure, not just as one chord after each other. But today we're going to going through the chords step by step, and then we figure out what we can play. Before we even start with the solo, you should be able to play along the chords with the track, so you always know where you are. That's what I was talking about, the form. The form, as I said, 2 bars, 1 bar, 2, and 1 bar, 5. So 1 minor 7, 2 minor 7 flat 5, 2 minor 7 flat 5, and 1 E7. So we play along and just put in the chords. Oopsie. Rewind to the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So before you even start to think about the soloing, you should be able to play the chords in the form and feel the form, that you always know where you are. And these were the regular chords, the basic chords which you can use. Later I'm going to use more complex chords, but for today we use really the basic chords. A minor 7, B minor 7 flat, B minor 7 flat 5, E7. Now we are playing basically in the regular A minor, Aeolian position here. But now inside this box here, we want to figure out the chord notes, because those are the ones you want to rely to. So now you take the really regular chords, then A minor 7, and now you do that one. Well, this one probably doesn't work, and E, we take this E. So all these notes which are in the chord are chord notes. So when that chord comes, just play chord notes at the moment, because this helps to build up your feeling of form, and that you can adapt to the musical form which is always going through. So we have A minor, so these will be chord notes of A minor. Just I took them just from this chord here. If you want to have all of them, there will be this one here. Okay. On the B minor, we take B diminished, which will be here like this. That's probably a bit hard because you don't really have a reference model, because most of the players don't really play very much diminished chords. But you can take this. I always take this figure as orientation. Here's the B, and this is the flat 5. Here's the B again. And if you want to continue here, so we just play the upper position, and on the E we just take this E here. So the first exercise is just to play chord notes on the right chord. Let's do that. Let me rewind. A minor, B, and E. When you do this exercise, try to really enjoy what you're doing. Try to feel the next and try to hear the next note. It's not only you just play one note after each other, which you'll learn by heart. Try to hear and then well, I cannot really sing, but you know what I mean. Try to sing the notes before you play them. Yeah, that's that one. B minor, That's the right approach to learn these chord notes and then start working with them. Then the next step would be connect the notes with inside the scale. So this is the scale. Okay, now we're inside the scale. So we connect from here till here as an example. Then on the B we connect from here. And on the E we go back down. And on the E we have a special thing, because this is the E chord. This note, the G sharp, is not part of the regular A minor scale. And this leads us to, you probably heard of it, harmonic minor. So you just replace this note here with this one here, which creates this scale. This is called harmonic minor, and the reason is because we have here a G sharp in the chord. We replace the one note with another, so we have so that's the way you do that. Now let's do this now with the backing track. Now you notice how it already starts to sound more or less the way it should. Still, it's not too cool, but already quite cool, because you know what you're doing. You play from note to note and try to figure out what you want to do and try to hear what you want to do. You know, that's really important. And then once you have practiced this a little bit, then you don't have to treat this so much as an exercise anymore. Then you just, I'll give you an example. I need to rewind again. melody now. The melody makes sense. There was not so much magic behind what I was playing. The trick is that you practice to hear where the chord notes are, and you start moving around the stuff and figure it out. That's really the more important than to play fast. Trust me on that. Because if you cannot do this, when you want to play fast, it will not work because you don't know where you want to go. That's really the trick. So you have to train yourself to know where are the chord notes, where to move from one note to the other and move through the progression. You guys, this tutorial is probably not too, let's say, too wild, but it is, because the main task for today, when you start soloing over a jazz tune, knowing where you are and always have this grid of chords in your mind, which always moves. You always need to know where you are. You need to hear where you are, where to go, and you really need to start this slow. You know, you know, you should be able to sing what you're doing. That's the best proof that you know what you're doing. If you cannot sing this stuff well, as I'm not really a good singer. My voice has only a limited range, but inside that it works pretty well for me. And it's really important that you train and you imagine which are the right notes for you inside a progression which moves along while you play. So you have so many tasks which are going on or ongoing during the playing, that you need to work on automatisms, you know. And the first one, the most important one, is that you always follow the form. Second one, you follow the chords. Third one, you hear the chords. Fourth one, you can play the chords. Fifth one, you can connect the notes. Sixth one, you started playing freely. So it's quite a layer which you first need to go through, and yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, but the good news is I created this really cool backing track for you guys. I play the piano, by the way, and it's more fun when you play with the backing track and you start to go through all these layers and try to get till the sixth layer that you enjoy it, and then you feel relaxed. As soon as it's too hard for you, then you drop out of the zone. You always need to stay in the zone. Stay in the beat, in the chords, where are the chord notes, hear what you're doing, move from A to B, and you know, all this stuff has to go automatically. That's why playing guitar is not so easy as many people might think. It's not about just pressing here and doing something. It's a lot of mind work which is going on, and starting doing soloing specifically in jazz is exactly to train this kind of mind work, and then it starts to get really cool. You can download this backing track plus the tabs of a few examples of what I was just talking about here in the HPCrazy guitar community. Please join there. Please support the work which me and Dr. Pink are doing for the guitar community with a premium membership. Even if you're not a regular user of my tutorials, that would be really helpful in order to keep the whole thing up. And please share to the world that me and Dr. Pink are existing, and just follow this course. It's a course. We're going step by step, and starting with soloing is really important, that you learn to think in the musical form and learn these layers which are going on. Good, that's all. See you guys.